Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be reviewing Bad Kitty dips, and I will also be sharing how to apply a super chunky glitter. So let's get right into the video. Alright, so after I saw Miranda's Nail Creations on Instagram and YouTube post about Bad Kitty dips, I knew that I had to get some of their powders and try them out. So here is one of their holiday collections. And this first shade is Peppermint Paws, a really beautiful red and white glitter. Here is Furry Flurry, a periwinkle glitter with some red and white pieces as well. Here is Feliz Navidad, a darker gold, red and green glitter. Here is A Christmas Tale, another gold with some green and red pieces. Here is Kitty Cane, and this is an iridescent glitter with some red pieces. And lastly, Merry Music, and this is another iridescent glitter with some red and green shades. So I'm going to be starting off with my Clean and Prep Natural Nails and go in with a thin layer of my Sparkle & Co. pH Prep Liquid, and this is going to dehydrate the nail surface and prep it for the dip application. And then I'm actually going to follow that with a layer of peel off base coat, and this is going to help with a super easy removal. Now, as I was saying before, I saw Miranda use these glitters and I knew I wanted to purchase them. However, I did not know how to apply a super chunky glitter, and she recently just posted a video of this new technique that she created. So I will link that video in the cards in case you guys want to check that out. But basically, I followed her technique here on a swatch just to practice, and it came out really smooth and really great. I totally recommend you guys check her out and this technique. So I'm going to be using Furry Flurry, which is that shade I just showed, and it's a beautiful glitter with some big snowflake pieces. And I'm going to use my double dip liquid as well as my dip container to do the application. So the first step is to apply a thin, even layer of base to your nail, and then with some of the powder in the jar, you're going to sprinkle over the nail. And this helps to get more of the smaller pieces stuck to the base instead of the chunkier glitters, because for these first two coats, I really just want to build up the color on the nail. I don't especially want any of the super chunky pieces. And I'm just going to repeat that process on all of my nails for a first as well as a second coat. And after sprinkling over the powder, if I realize there are any pieces sticking up, I just take a finger and push down the glitter. And if there does happen to be a chunky piece or two on the nail, I will either gently take it off with an orange wood stick, or I will just push it into the base. It sort of depended on the look I was going for and where I wanted the glitter placement, but that's just something to keep in mind. So really on this first coat, you just want to get some of those fine glitters on the nail and build up the color. And now I'm just going to do a second coat of that same exact process. And I'm not quite sure if Miranda did one or two coats of this glitter. I found that this glitter was a little bit sparse in just one coat on my nails, and I wanted it to be a little bit more opaque. So I went ahead and went in with a second coat, and I really didn't notice a super big difference in the thickness of the nails. They weren't really bulky or anything, and they were nice and smooth and even. So I'm going to let you guys watch me finish up this second coat, and then I will be back for the next step. Alright, so after doing the two coats of the fine pieces, I'm going to take a little spoon and dig out some of the chunkier glitters, and these are going to be the ones I'm going to hand place on the nail. And in Miranda's video, she basically explained that by hand placing them, you can really get the placement where you want, and also you don't get really uneven pieces all over. So I'm just going to take out a few of those larger chunks, And then I'm going to apply a pretty generous layer of base to my nail to make sure that it doesn't dry while I'm placing the glitters. And then with an orange wood stick, I'm going to gently pick up the pieces and place them on the nail where I want. Now, I'm not really focusing on pushing down all of the edges because that will come in a little bit later. I'm just mainly focusing on getting the placement exactly where I want them. And I ended up doing a snowflake on every other nail, so I did one on the pointer and ring nail, and that's just because I didn't want the nails to be too busy. So on the middle and pinky, I just did the circular and hexagonal glitters. So I'm just going to let you guys watch me finish up this placement, and you can totally customize this to however you want. This is just how I did it in this video, and then I will be back once again. Alright, so now here is where the most important step in my opinion comes in. So I'm going to take the activator I'm using and apply a pretty generous layer of this to all of the nails. And then I'm going to take a plastic bag, and with my finger inside I'm going to push pretty firmly on the nails and roll over any of the bigger pieces to stick all of the corners down. Now, the activator helps the base sort of dry, so when you push the bag into the activated base, it hardens up in the placement that you push the glitters into, so it makes them nice and flat and flush to the nail. And this is a super interesting technique I never would have thought of, so thank you, Miranda, for recommending this to me. And of course, I'm going to clear encapsulate, so I'm going to use my double dip clear powder and do a nice thin layer of clear over all of these nails. Now, the nails are already pretty smooth just after doing the original technique. However, I do want to seal in the glitter just to make sure I don't take off any during filing. So that is what I am doing here. And I only did one layer of clear, 2 layers was not necessary for me, and the 1 layer did just good enough. And I also want to note, at this point my nails weren't thick at all. I mean, they were slightly thicker than if I was just doing like a plain shade, but I wouldn't say that they were bulky or anything. So definitely really good powder to use, and these glitters are so unique, so I totally recommend you guys check out Bad Kitty Dips. And after dipping in clear, I'm just going to activate all of the nails with 2 generous layers of activator. And then after 2 minutes or so, I went ahead and filed off camera. And now I'm going to be sealing in my dip manicure using my Sparkle & Co. gel top coat. So I'm going to apply a thin even layer of this to all of my nails, wrap the free edge, and then cure for 30 seconds. And here is where that beautiful shine in the glitter pieces comes out, and the texture and depth in these nails is absolutely stunning. And like I said, this is only one shade from that Bad Kitty Dip collection, and they have a ton more options on their website, so I will link everything below in case you guys want to check it out, because I really do think that these are awesome. And after curing my top coat, I'm going to rehydrate my skin and nails using my Candiskincare Holiday Oil. And here is the finished manicure I was able to create using Bad Kitty Dips powders. So I really love how these nails turned out. This chunky glitter looks so cute, and that technique that Miranda recommended to me was super helpful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one.